I'm so excited that I'm nervous.
You're nervous?
Yeah.
To hang out with your wife?
Yes, you make me nervous. I don't even know what to call this, but welcome to the studio.
Well, thank you. I mean, I've been in the studio many times. Thank you for welcoming me. It is our first official podcast together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
I wouldn't even necessarily call this a podcast. I'd call it a show. I mean,
A show.
We could treat it like a podcast, but really what we're going to do every week is we're going to bring something to the table. My wife's going to bring something, my wife, Marae.
Yes. Hello.
And I'm going to bring something to the table. And
August.
August, yeah. August. We're going to talk about the thing, why we brought it to the table. I think what's missing a lot in what I see online culture when it comes to relationships, I think you can agree to this, is I feel like we're good at seeing moments of like fun stuff, couples pranking each other or like traveling and stuff like that. But very rarely do we see the moments that matter the most. And it's like, how was your day?
Yeah.
You know, or like, tell me about this thing that's exciting you or bothering you or making you happy, making you sad.
Yeah.
So I think every week what we've agreed to is I'm not going to show her before the show. Yep. She's not going to show me.
Surprise.
Exactly. We're not going to show each other what we're bringing to the table. We're just going to bring it. So
bring something that sparked our creativity or our just
made us yearn. I'm a yearner. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Always. He always does this. But I thought we decided on the name of the show.
Wifey Wednesdays?
No, that's when we're going to release it.
Right.
His and hers.
His and hers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't
Mr. and Mrs.
Mr. something. I haven't, whatever I checked for copyright.
Mr. and Mrs. Wild.
Let's go ahead and go into wife. Habibi, can you please show us what you brought to the table today?
Yes. So, okay, I'm so excited about this because when I first saw this coming, it made me feel like a teenager again or a preteen. And there's very little things that get your excitement or bring you back to a time and get you excited about it. So here we go.
Morning.
Happy wedding week. You have a lot on your plate. Let us know how we can help.
Maybe someone could help me write my wedding vows.
No.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan.
Eric, a man whose daughter is a little demon thing with an obnoxious accent.
I don't know. Maybe you'll get it here. What are we watching?
What'll be off schedule, isn't it?
Okay.
No, wait.
Party. It'll be good bonding for everyone.
That's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Pause it.
Don't remind me.
Oh, the name's on the tip of my tongue. It's where they swap bodies. I know that. I can't think of the name.
Chris Brown and Little Dicky have a song about it.
Oh, wait, Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday. Is this?
This is the trailer.
You've walked in each
So
other's
they bring
path.
back
You
the
learned
OG
a lesson.
cast.
A lesson that may serve you again. Okay, that's enough.
And it looks pretty much
One
like
more thing. Right over there
everything
is a QR
that
code
they've
that you can tip
done
me
in the
with.
past, they are doing again.
Change the hearts you know are wrong
OG
to
cast.
reach the place where you belong.
Oh my God, what is happening? Okay, it's who am I? It's me. It's
But
Mom. If you're
a new
me
twist.
and I'm you, then who's that?
I'm Grandma, sweetheart.
Oh no.
Last time we convinced everyone that we were each other until we switched back.
Wait.
Okay.
I want to be a part of this family, and now I'm part of some dodgy.
August 8th. That's today.
Yeah,
recording.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should stop recording and go see it.
I know. I always have to go to movies with him and
Have to. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a wild point. That's one wild point for my wife.
and rarely do I get excited for a movie. So I'm going to make you go to this one with me.
Let's do it. I think we should see it this weekend.
Maybe.
And then by the time we record the next episode, we could tell people if it was well. So I want to finish it. Let's
Okay.
finish the trailer.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Dodgy family curse, and I'm the eldest.
As teenagers, we have no power.
Yeah,
But
so-
as adults,
We can break our parents up for good.
They want to break the parents up.
What?
All your
I haven't-
No, wait. Pause. The frequel?
I didn't see that
The
in the
prequel.
trailer. Maybe this was before the whole freak off thing, or maybe that's where they got the idea. The prequel.
You know what's so crazy is that the freak offs were like meant to be like they started as like a funny thing that you heard on a couple podcasts here. And then they actually brought up the freak offs in the trials. Like, at the freak off, did you? And now they're putting it in movie trailers and stuff.
Disney, nonetheless.
Oh my God, the frequel.
All right, have you seen enough?
I've seen enough.
Chad Michael Murray, just an FYI, is in it.
Tell me why you're so excited to see this.
So, okay, this brings me back to, I feel like I was a preteen when this came out. And what I kind of love about movies that were years and years ago. So I don't know when the original came out, but I want to say the early 2000s. This was before Mean Girls, right after Parent Trap. So Lindsay Lohan was like at the top. And movies like this, when they come out, they make me so excited because it brings a sense of nostalgia. It makes you feel like all the time before you kind of get back a little bit of that time. And also, I mean, this reminds me of a time with my friends, my girlfriends. Like, it's just a happy, fun film to go watch. I'm a big comedy fan, so silly stuff that just makes me laugh and just is enjoyable.
Yeah.
So I'm just really excited. I love when they bring the original cast back because it gives you a glimpse of like where they are. It's like when a show does a reunion like 20 years later. That's
a good way to put that.
It's not always as good as the original thing, but it makes you feel like, oh, now I know what they're doing with their life. And you kind of get a sense of closure.
Okay.
So
I like that. So my thing is, first of all, I love when you're excited about something.
Yeah.
Right? That's like one of my favorite things to experience in life is seeing, and for anyone watching this, if you have a partner who gets like genuinely excited to see a movie or something and you're like, I don't understand it, that's not my thing or whatever, like just, you got to experience their excitement with them.
Yeah.
You know? Like I think that's so important in relationships where it's like, I'm not going to lie, I saw Freaky Friday and it was crazy. More so to see Jamie Lee Curtis or Lindsay Lohan on the screen because she hasn't been in a movie that I've seen, at least.
She's been in some Netflix stuff recently.
No, not to say that she's not active. I'm saying for me, like the things that I tend to watch, because when you grow and the actors you watch grow as well, sometimes they grow with you and sometimes they grow outside of your realm. Right. So seeing the Disney logo and seeing Lindsay Lohan, I'm like, oh, that's exciting.
Right.
But what I was getting at is this movie doesn't necessarily like excite me, but to see that it excites you, I feel like it would be a detriment to our relationship for me to say, okay, go see it. Or like me, like, oh God, do I have to go see it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. One thing though, what I really wanted to bring up about this, what kind of sparked my ideas, because for me, it feels like nostalgia, right? But it kind of seems like when movie production companies do this kind of stuff, they're trying to bring in a new audience and they're trying to touch the next generation on things that brought us nostalgia. So, for example, I mean, I'm of the age where I can have a little kid. I don't, but I could have a little kid, and being excited about something that sparked so much joy when I was a kid, being able to take your kid to that is a whole new level of connection.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, do you feel like the production companies do this kind of stuff for that, to get a new audience, to get more excitement for the franchise? Or do you feel like they just kind of are like, well, this did so well, let's try it again?
You know, it's interesting. Do you know if the first one came out with Disney?
Yeah.
Okay. So Disney operates with family-friendly content, right?
Of course.
So they have to be intelligent and market to whatever is the family, right? I don't know what the age range of that is. I'm assuming maybe like 16 years old is their cap of people they can appeal to.
I don't know. I see a lot of adults going to Disneyland
I know, but
loving Disney.
But guess what? The adults are us, right?
Yeah.
They're not like our parents and grandparents. It's us that they're appealing to. What I'm getting at is whoever is writing Freaky Friday as like a, hey, let's do the same thing over again.
Freakier
Friday. Whoever's writing the sequel.
The frequel.
The prequel is so crazy. That's got to be the title of this episode. The prequel. It's only the first episode. No, so my thing is, I feel like they have two jobs to do, right? They have to make this script where they give like a bare bones. These are the things that we want to touch on, the emotional points that they want to hit. But then Disney's job is they bring like a relatable person in there and they say, okay, all these emotional points, how do we convey that to someone who's 8, 10, 11 in today's 8, 10, 11?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They're Lindsay Lohan of the time.
They're like punchline of the time. For example, this is going to be a crazy example, but when I was, I think 12 or 13 years old, I forget. 2008. So I was going to be 13. I was 13. Superbad came out.
Okay.
Superbad, obviously very raunchy, not,
it was super bad.
It was super bad. Yeah. So raunchy back then was straight up describing the intimate parts of a male or female, right?
Okay.
Raunchy today might not be that. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's the same. It's almost like inflation, but for words and for punchlines and jokes and stuff. Like what's $1 today was not $1.
Got
10
it.
years,
Yeah.
like
of course.
30 years ago. So to answer your question, yes, I do think they strategically market and adjust themselves for today's kids, but they also, guess who's taking those kids to the movies? It's going to be us, right? Like we're the ones who have the buying dollar. So they have to appeal to us. You see what I'm saying?
So it's a little bit of both. It's a ploy to bring people, but then also bring in that new generation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I am super excited about it. And I do feel like it's going to be a good movie. I mean, they have pretty good actors in it from what I've seen. And even some of the younger actors in it I've seen in other shows. So that's always cool because you know them from another show. And then when that show comes out, you're going to be like, oh, they were just in Freakier Friday. So it does come out tonight. I am excited to see it. And we'll see if this is a return of Lindsay Lohan to the big screen versus Netflix.
You know what? I before I move on from that point, actually, why do you think she has... Or educate me. Has she stayed away from the big screen?
I mean, I'm not the biggest moviegoer. I do like watching movies, but I don't search for them. But to my knowledge, I haven't seen her in anything in the big screen like that's come out in theaters. I've seen a lot on Netflix, or I don't know if it's Hallmark or whatnot. But again, I'm not Lindsay Lohan's like marketer or anything like that, so I don't know what she's always... or what she's been up to. I did see somewhere that she like lives in Dubai now. So
awesome.
that's
cool.
pretty cool. And I think she speaks Arabic, which marhaba. Arabic for hello. Hi, Lindsay Lohan.
Hello.
But yeah, no, I'm just excited to see it. I know they did a promo where they brought out Slipknot, which I guess I think it's Slipknot. Which is the band that was in the original movie too. Okay. So
I don't remember which band it was.
I don't either.
the question I was getting to, thank you for answering that question. What I was getting to, it kind of has to do with nostalgia.
Yeah.
But on like a way that I haven't heard other people talk about it. So how do you feel when the people, the actors that you grew up with, the names that you always saw, how do you feel when movies come out and you don't see that, or you don't like get that feeling anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, if I were to see Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, that's obviously comedy side or any movie side, DiCaprio, Morgan Freeman, God, there's so many people, Denzel Washington.
Okay.
If I were to see those names, those faces by themselves, I would be excited just to go see the movie, even if other people don't like it. I'm like, I like this actor.
Okay.
I don't think they can do this wrong. I don't think we get that feeling these days. Do you see what I'm saying?
With like newer actors?
I'm saying that like, I don't feel, with newer actors, I don't feel like, I don't think it's the actor's fault. I think it might be just the way the business is set up today. You know,
yeah, I
don't get that feeling.
I think we get so much entertainment and we never have to wait for entertainment, right? Like when you're done with the show, you just watch another one. Or you finish a show and the other show that you were watching a year ago came back around for the next season.
That's such a good point.
And we also binge watch. So when I was a kid growing up, you have to wait till next week.
Oh yeah, you get that one.
Yeah,
episode.
you get that one episode, then you got to wait till next week. Maybe you can catch reruns throughout the day if you really like a show, but then you're gonna like see parts of the show because there's commercials, and maybe you started it at 4:34 instead of 4:30 when it started, and you're missing some of it. So I think our generation is maybe a little bit different, but I think that the younger generation have that feeling with some of the actors and
that they see.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe also now actors don't take as many breaks. Like if they're in movies, they're in a lot of different movies and it's pretty consistent. Like I think Zendaya's been in a lot of stuff recently, whether it's movies or TV shows.
Tom Holland went from the Odyssey to Spider-Man.
Yeah,
in like a week, I think. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the actors film. I think Anne Hathaway was filming like 3 or 4 movies at the same time. Right. So, I think you get a lot of entertainment from the same group of people. So maybe that's where that feeling's not coming from. But I wanted to ask you, aside from that. So there have been other movies like this that when we were kids, they came out and they did super well. And now, finally, 20, 30 years later, they re-release it with the original cast, change up the storyline a bit. Has there ever been a movie like this for you?
Like where they change up the storyline and I'm like excited to go see it?
Yeah. For example, like Top Gun recently came out. Okay. I think like Terminator has done that.
I like when movies from the past do a sequel like this because so much time passes. You're like, I wonder, like, in modern day, what is that person doing? Yeah. I'll give you the best example I can give you. Anyone who knows me knows that I was a very big Transformer fan. Like when I was a teenager going into my early 20s. And more specifically, I was a fan of Shia LaBeouf's. Okay. Sam Witwicky, that was his name. Okay. The Transformer, the main character. Okay. Then. So the bond that he had with the Transformers through the first 3 movies, I'm like, this is the movie I'm going to see. Okay. And then once the 4th one hit, it just didn't get, no disrespect to Mark Wahlberg because he's a phenomenal actor, but I just didn't get that same excitement because that relationship wasn't there.
So they changed Shia, the main character, from Shia LaBeouf,
for whatever reason,
to Mark Wahlberg.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love when it's like, dude, it's been 20 years. Let's not just remake. I don't like remakes. I like when they do sequels that are like acknowledging the fact that so much time has passed. Yeah. Like they're not trying to CGI Jamie Lee Curtis or Lindsay Lohan to be like, oh yeah, that just happened last year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you because it brings that sense of closure like I was talking about earlier. It makes you feel like, oh, all this time has passed and now I'm checking back with a friend. Right. It's like when you haven't seen your friend in 5 years because they moved out of the country. Exactly. And then you see them and it's like no time has passed and it brings you back to a time. Maybe you guys do things that you did before because it just brings happiness. So I agree. I like when they do this kind of sequel, but now they've caught up to the time that has gone by. Now it's 20 years. Lindsay Lohan's the mom. Yeah. So I think it's awesome and I'm excited to see it.
So I got to ask you then to advance this. Okay. What if you had to pick only one from child that they haven't done already? To do a prequel to. A prequel, okay. What movie would you have a new a prequel to from your childhood?
That is
crazy to say that out loud.
I know, we only are saying prequel because it was in the trailer.
Not because it's freaky.
That's a really interesting question. I don't know.
Let's start by like listing some, okay?
Well, I love Lion King, but that's also not like I feel like it has to be a real movie, not an animation. Okay. Because obviously animations they can easily progress the characters. Right.
Doesn't necessarily be childhood; it could be teenagehood.
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 I'm trying to think of what movies. I mean, when I was a teenager, I actually liked a lot of the action superhero movies. So like Spider-Man and X-Men and stuff. Like that's what I would go see. And again, like I said, I'm not a huge moviegoer. So if I'd go see something, it was like with my family, like they said, hey, you want to come watch this movie?
Right.
So I have to think about it, but that's a good question. Do you have one?
Yes, you said Spider-Man, and that's exactly what I was going for.
Tobey Maguire, yeah.
I would love to see them conclude that. You know what I'm saying?
And
like
Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah. Is it Kristen or Kirsten?
Kirsten.
I was just off both times. My apologies. Miss or Mrs. Dunst? So my thing is, like, they brought Tobey Maguire back for the Spider-Man trilogy for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, right? And that was a great moment. And they touch on little details here and there, but I feel like what they did a great job with that first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, is they made him so relatable to the average person. To us, it's like, dude, I'm just like this guy. You know? We want to know how his life turned out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what did actually recently come out that they did this like sequel to is Boy Meets World. And I loved that show growing up, and they made a Girl Meets World where Topanga and Corey were the parents. And actually that 70s show did it too.
Oh yeah.
So that's 90.
That 90s show.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, when I'm like sad something's ending, like Friends, if Friends did, I know they did like a reunion get together.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a reunion show. Obviously now, Chandler.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, he wouldn't be in it, but that would have been cool if they did like a one or like a mini series, mini season. Yeah, I think that would have been cool.
A lot of those things, man. I mean, I grew up watching mainly Cartoon Network, but like, I could think of a bunch of shows like Codenamed Kids Next Door, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I could just list a bunch where it's like, if they had just one special episode that's like an hour long, that shows who they are. And it's a conclusion. It's saying goodbye. That's what I like.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily leaving the door open of, hey, we can do this again, you know?
Yeah. For example, like shows like How I Met Your Mother and Big Bang Theory, you know, at the last episode, that's what they do. They fast forward 20 years or however many years in the future, and you get to kind of see where each of their lives are. And it gives you that sense of closure, and it makes you feel a little bit less like, oh, I'm going to be really missing something for the next however many years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you showing me that.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm glad you're excited for it now too, I hope.
Yeah. Now I know our next date.
Yes. Okay. So I want to see your clip. What did you bring to the table this week, August?
All right. So anyone watching this knows almost every piece of content I put out there is so damn serious, right? A lot of what I am today, a lot of who I am today is based on what I've learned that I've been doing wrong for most of my life.
Okay.
Any movie you watch where they tell you, man, you shouldn't do, like the message is like, you shouldn't do this, you got to do this. I've always been living my life like the shouldn't person.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's like, damn, like I've been doing everything wrong in my life. And you know, you can choose to learn and grow or not. And the more I chose to learn, that led me on a path to you, right? And when I say you, I mean that our life that we have right now, I would have never imagined this 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
Yeah.
This was out of reach for me. So what we're about to see, I say that all as a platform to say, one thing I've been struggling with very recently is, why do I keep finding myself in situations of I'm either getting cut out by people, disrespected by people, not taken seriously by people, and I just find myself wondering why.
Okay.
I use this example a lot. If you go to the doctor, you say, doctor, it hurts when I touch here. Doctor's
your finger is broken.
Your finger is broken, right? So
it's because I'm a doctor.
She is a doctor. So I have to ask myself, what am I doing that is attracting these kind of people?
Yeah.
So this clip, I just stumbled upon it, and it really inspired me to take a look at my behavior. Let's go ahead and play it.
Okay. I am excited. Well, first off, I want to I feel like I should say, because I just said okay to the things that you were saying, when obviously like feeling those types of way from friends and from people that you've been around or people that you come across, even if they haven't been in your life for a long time, is a disheartening feeling. So I'm sorry you're going through that. Obviously we talk about things outside of this, but you know, it's I always tell you it's so inspiring that you always search for stuff. And the fact that you just came across something, obviously I haven't heard it yet, but the fact that you just came across something that spoke to you, I love that.
But reality is not that simple. You may have noticed that even when changing environments, jobs, or even cities, the pattern often repeats itself. You leave an abusive relationship and fall into another similar one. You escape a controlling boss and end up finding another.
Yep.
You distance yourself from a manipulative friend and suddenly someone similar appears in your life.
All right, pause it real quick.
Why does this happen?
Why does this happen? I am trying.
All right. So that blew my mind.
That the cycle repeats itself. Like what you leave a boss, overbearing boss, then you get to another one. Well, a manipulative friend, and then another one.
Yeah, this concept of we're leaving one place just to find ourselves in the same place. Like, because you think it's a situation. You think it's a person.
Right.
You think it's a place. You think it's a job. You think it's all these things. And it turns out it's something else. So I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
Carl Jung offers us a brutal yet liberating answer. What irritates or attracts us intensely in others is often a reflection of what we deny or repress within ourselves.
Boom.
This is what he called projection. Projection.
Interesting.
Play this one last part. No, you're good. You're good.
Is when you take parts of yourself, parts that you cannot stand to see or admit, and stick them onto the image of another.
Yes.
Suddenly, that toxic person represents everything you hate or everything you secretly desire but are afraid to acknowledge.
All right, pause it. So that's essentially the entire clip. There's more that I recorded, but that is the concept. First of all, shout out to this page, Sephoria. I want to say that's how you pronounce it. What really trips me out about this concept is when I first heard it, my initial reaction was, no way.
So what do you take from it? So from what I heard, that you are portraying, you are projecting is it how you act? Like you have a friend who is, what did they say, manipulative, and that's really what you're projecting? Is that what it's saying?
No. So it's saying so there's projection as we talk about it, where it's like, if I were to say to you, man, you rap terrible. Everyone hates your raps, right? You don't even rap. Like that's me projecting, like saying like, oh, that's how I feel about myself inside, and I'm bringing that onto you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, that's an over exaggeration. What this is suggesting, my interpretation of it at least, it's suggesting that the people you surround yourself with are the traits you want to like live through. You're trying to live through other people, essentially. So, for example, one of the people who cut me out last year, she's a real big gossiper.
Okay.
I used to believe, until I saw this video, I used to believe that I'm above that because, I don't talk shit about people.
Okay.
Like, I don't talk about people's personal lives. I don't talk about what they have going on.
Right.
So then why do I keep that kind of people around me? Why? When I watched this video, I realized there's a part of me deep down that enjoys hearing about the misfortunes of other people. And it honestly makes sense because anybody who's watched my series, Becoming August, Killing the Narcissist, it's a very...
Excuse me.
We had to pause it because my wife sneezed. Bless you, my love.
Thank you.
So that was the most adorable sneeze. If it was my sneeze, I actually probably would have cut that out. I'm going to cut it out, don't worry. No, but what I'm getting at is when you're a narcissist, you like kind of you kind of hope people fail and fall because you think that it feeds your ego. Other people's failures mean that you're good, right? So maybe I unintentionally sought the people who were gossipers, because when they talk shit about other people, even though I'm not the one talking the shit or agreeing with it for that matter, at that time in my life, it felt like validation for who I was.
Interesting.
Because I deep down, I knew that I was putting on a front and I didn't like myself.
Okay. So then what they go on to say is that once you see that projection, you can change it?
No, what they go on to say, the whole point of this episode actually is about how to cut people. The topic is master this secret and toxic people will avoid you.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, what the episode alludes to is you have to be the person to stop feeding the toxicity. So someone comes into your life and they say something manipulative. They say something to you, or you know some of the stuff that I have going on in my life. If someone approached me and said, "Hey, you're always yelling at the mic every time you rap." A lot of people don't like that, bro. I have two choices. I could go back into the kind of guy that's projecting, who secretly wants to put that person down, because that's the kind of environment I like to see. I crave that toxicity almost, right? That's choice one. Or choice two is let it go. Say nothing.
Yeah.
Say nothing. And those people eventually, because projection doesn't work one way, it works both ways. Those people will stop having you around as well. Have you ever noticed that since you've met me, a lot of the people with the bad energy found their way out the more my life progressed in a positive direction? Right?
Yeah.
I didn't speak ill of any of those people, did I?
No.
I have yet to speak ill of those people, have I?
Yes, you have yet to speak ill of them, yes.
Okay. It's because the same way I just described that about myself, that works for everybody around us, right? So toxic people like toxic people.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Like attracts like.
Like attracts like. So once they see, damn, I can't talk shit around August anymore because that's not, not only does he not like that, but he's giving me advice on how to avoid the situation. What? That's not, their soul starts to reject my soul is what this gets at, essentially.
Okay, so then how do you take this and interpret it into your life? Like, how do you, like, what was so meaningful about this? Was it just that it struck a chord because it's something that you've questioned? Like, why do I keep having people like this in my life? Like, is there something wrong with me? Like, is that what it is? Or is it more so the fact that knowing like, oh, actually, I'm putting out this energy that I don't want, and how do I change it? Like,
you hit the nail on the head. I'll make it very brief, as brief as I can. You know me, I ramble. Okay, I had a identity problem for most of my life. I put on a mask. Okay, that mask is something I wore for 23 years. Okay, so that's decades of forming friendships through this. After college, after my 23rd, 24th birthday, 2019, I start peeling layers back, and the more I peel layer, the more I chip away at it, the more friends I lost. I didn't look at it that way. I was looking at it like, okay, my best friend when we were 16, that was my best friend, and then I chose him. I chose a fraternity over that guy. The fraternity does me dirty, or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my brain, it's like, I don't have those friendships anymore. Let me go back to that guy. That guy cuts me out. The fraternity cuts me out. So I start saying to myself, it's you, it's you, it's you. But the problem was, it's me. Yeah. The reason this attracts me so much is because when you put your life in the hands of other people, you're going to be miserable forever.
Right. And no one else can make you happy.
No one else can make you happy 100%, right? So even if I'm correct in saying that person did me wrong. That person actually punched me in the face. That person talked shit about me. At the end of the day, it's like, why did I tolerate that?
Mm-hmm.
Why do I keep tolerating that?
Yeah.
And then, sorry, the thing that really pushed me over the edge is once I started embracing music around 2020, I found myself in like Discord chats and things of that nature with other producers and rappers.
Mm-hmm.
The more I got into the industry, I felt like, oh, I'm going to find better friends here. Not better than like my core circle. I'm talking throughout the history of my life, a majority of my friends only enjoyed me as the clown from my perspective.
Right.
So I thought, okay, I make music, they make music, therefore
we're similar. Yeah.
But the soul is much stronger than the talent.
Mm.
So I'm going to say that again. The soul is much stronger than the talent. There are positive artists out there, regardless of what their content is.
Yeah.
They're just good people. They're positive people. There are some people I worked with that snaked me.
Mm-hmm.
You know some of the stories.
Right.
And I was shocked, not because of what they did. I was shocked that what the fuck did I do to put myself in this position again?
Yeah. And
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And it's being similar to other things that maybe aren't even in the industry.
Yeah.
That, people doing this outside of that, like what am I putting out there? Yeah. I can understand that. I can understand it. Like I've told you, I love that you do introspective thought.
Yeah.
And you're very much so where you go and seek things to help make you better and to, one thing that people are not always so fortunate to have, which I have in a husband, is someone who, after a disagreement or an argument, like gets introspective and it's like, what could I have done differently? Where did that go wrong? And that helps so much of our situation just in a relationship. And if you think about it, every friendship, every coworker, colleague, whatever it is, someone in the industry, it's a relationship. And if only one person is willing to come to terms with what did I do wrong or how could that have gone differently? Anytime when I was in grad school, when you do a practical where you're actually practicing, you're taking a test that's a live test, you're practicing the skill on somebody.
Right.
At the end of it, when they grade you, they ask, how did you think you did? What could you have done differently? And even if you got 100%, they're still going to ask you that question because they want you to have that introspective thought that you're not always right. You may know all your stuff, but there's always some room for improvement or maybe a different way of thinking that you could have. It maybe didn't improve it, but at least there's multiple ways to get something done. And so that's something that I find very admirable in you and something that I find very valuable in you.
Thank you, baby.
So I love when you search for it, but I love when something just comes to you, just kind of came up on your feed or whatever. And something called you to listen to it. And that's awesome.
I really do appreciate that. Honestly,
yeah.
I wish we could have a whole episode of us praising each other. Honestly, I could talk for days about all the things that amaze me about you. I do want to know, what do you feel about this? Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like this is accurate? Do you feel like it's like, that's a little too much? Or what was your interpretation in general?
No, once you kind of clarified it for me, because obviously I just listened to a clip of it. The thing that comes to my mind is actually the Bible verse of how can you see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but you don't see the plank in your own eye. So it's like you see a little splinter in somebody else. So the one thing that they do wrong, and then here you are, you're doing that thing all the time and you don't see it in yourself. So I think of like road rage when you're driving. I have cut my road rage down significantly. I don't really have road rage anymore, but every now and then I'm like, oh, why are they doing that? Like, you get so upset. Someone today was switching lanes left and right behind me, trying to get in front of traffic. And it's like, there's nowhere for you to go. We're all going the same speed. Like, you don't have to ride people's butts. Like, you can just chill. And then I thought to myself, how many times, especially when I was a young driver, did I do that? So often I did that. And what if this person has an emergency? You don't know what's going on in that person's life. What if they have to get somewhere and they're super stressed that they are not even thinking about what they're doing.
Right.
Obviously, it doesn't excuse unsafe driving, but at the end of the day, if you're a driver, I'm sure you've been there.
Yeah.
And so we're all human and none of us are perfect. But I think it's so true that we often see the thing in somebody else that we don't notice that we are doing. And not to say that that's what you were, because your examples were more of, you were attracted to those people because they're feeding the part of you that you're suppressing.
But I'm also feeding into it.
Yeah, for sure. But, but you're trying to suppress it because you're trying to tell yourself, I'm better than that. I'm better than, but I'm cool if they do it because they're not me.
Right.
So, it just reminded me of that Bible verse. And, I love spiritual stuff and being able to have that connection and see it in different realms too is very interesting. So
I appreciate you sharing your thoughts. My closing remarks on this topic is, for anybody watching or who may be watching, I am not going to walk back the way I feel, but I am going to say I don't feel angry towards those people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wish ill on those people. Understanding your own projections is not about hating other people or blaming other people. It's about saying, what part did I play?
Yeah, and I think the whole point of this is that it's not those other people. It's always what you can do to change yourself, and that's the only thing you can control.
Yeah.
I
know. When I talk, I speak very passionately, and I try to, me, I try to connect dots. And in connecting dots, I say things like the fraternity did me wrong and things of that nature, so people can listen to that 1 second and think that's what he must think. And honestly, I can't change other people's perception. And if they don't want to hear my entire point, then they were committed to misunderstanding me in the first place. But I feel like it's my responsibility to anybody who's watching, my responsibility in media, to make sure that people understand the point is not blame. The point is about accountability, but accountability with context.
Mm-hmm.
Explain all you want. What part did you play? And that's what I'm talking about here.
Yeah. And that's where it goes back to the introspective, is you're trying to change the part that you play. And that's what's important. That's how we all get better as people, is, figuring out what we can do to better ourselves and change our own situation, right? No one's going to take you out of that situation other than you. So if the only way you can do it is at looking yourself in the mirror and seeing what you can maybe do differently, then that's what needs to be done. But funny, going back to the Freaky Friday and Freakier Friday, the prequel, blending this together, I'm pretty sure that was the whole context of the movie, is that they are doing something and they're blaming it on the other person. And it's like, Mom, you always blah, 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 blah. And the mom's mad at the daughter because she's doing stuff. And then they switch bodies because they have to live a day in the life of the other person and see their struggles and see what they go through. And just see their situation. Like, we are only experiencing a piece of somebody when we're experiencing them. We don't have the whole picture. We're not with them 24/7. So even if it's your husband, even if you came home and you were upset, and I just take that as oh gosh, here he comes, and I don't know what just happened, outside while you were driving, or a neighbor said something to you, then I'm not really getting the whole picture.
Right, yeah.
And so it's kind of funny because these clips kind of
they kind of coincide.
They kind of coincide. Yeah,
everything comes together.
We didn't plan it, I promise.
I love that. So everybody, thank you so much for watching our very first episode of whatever we're gonna call
Whatever
this.
we're gonna call it, because I guess he has to go do some research.
Gotta do some research. But every other Wednesday, so 2 weeks from this episode, you can catch us on my YouTube page.
Yes.
What's Mine is Hers. So at August Wild on YouTube, that's August AUGUSTWLD. And my wife is very not secretive on Instagram, but she's very private on Instagram.
I'm private on Instagram, but Murray Sounds isn't. But follow him. You know, I mean, if you want to follow me, great. But if you really want to, you'll find a way.
If you're following me, you're following her.
Yeah,
that's just
he
what
posts
it is.
more of me than I post of me. So
I love you.
I love you too.
And we kind of love you guys.
No, we do love you. That's the only way we gotta love them.
I'll do that again. I love you.
I love you too.
And we love you.
We do love you. And we, drop your comments below, subscribe. But, if there are clips that you feel like based off this conversation we would like, and you think that it's something that we would bring up to each other in future videos, drop it in the comments or
100%.
find a way to let us know. But we're going to be doing this different topics every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, yeah.
We'll see what happens, see what we bring to the table.
I'm also going to bring a challenge to the audience, okay?
Oh, to the audience.
The top 2 comments of positivity, one negativity, we're going to talk about on the show, okay? So a positive comment where someone says something like, I really like your guys' hair or something like that. I'm like, you know what? I like that. Or someone going on there and saying, I wish you would shut the up forever. Right? I'm like, you know what? I'm going to dissect that person. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Oh, so you're going to shout out the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to shout out the comments.
Got it.
It's not actually a
Please
challenge.
don't be too mean to me or him. Don't be mean to us, but it's the internet.
I'm used to it. Yeah.
We're humans. We love everybody as much as we can. So
I love her. I love you guys, but I'll fry you up. Don't test me.
He will, but I won't. I will cry if you say mean stuff. I'm just kidding, but maybe.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.